Hello, hello. Well, those are dirty. Um, yeah, so you can see that the shop is pretty much in the same state it was at the end of the last video. You got the heater running again because it's a lot colder in here than it is outside. It's 12 degrees Celsius outside, which is pretty damn good. But in here, I'm pretty sure it's just about zero or just below zero. Before I turned the heater on, I was seeing my breath and that kind of stuff, so turned it on. We're gonna just get sorting on the pallet wood, and then maybe tackle a little bit of bundling that stuff. If not, we'll do that a little bit later. But for now, we're gonna go through this area over here, and so we'll bring you along. All right. So I'm gonna take off everything that I see. There's like a Makita saw blade there. I don't even know what kind of saw blade that is. There's some glass and mirrors here that I want out of here. And then I think I'm gonna move a couple of these hangers that the previous guy had here. And I'm gonna move two down there. So then I have a short shelf and then a longer shelf and then the same shelf here. And then I'm going to put longer pieces standing up here, but I can't do that right now with this guy. So we're gonna rearrange it a little bit before we can do much, and then we'll see what else we have in this area here, because we do have some nice. I don't think they're nice necessarily, but like this guy's pretty damn straight for a 1x6 or a 2x6. And so, like, he's really good 2x6. So we'll make sure that we do something good with him. But he's like another, like, I understand leaving stuff like this so that they dry and that kind of stuff. But that guy's been here forever. So, and then these are the 1x6s that I used for the second sawhorse. And there's more. This one's got a broken screw in it, so I got to be careful with that. But these will be good for some other projects in the future. Let me just move some stuff on the bench here. And we'll use the bench for a bunch of this stuff. Whew. Okay. So we just got some broken ply board here too. Probably would have been a pretty good piece had it not broken, but it looks like it broke from itself there. Yeah, so I mean, it's not terrible. It's all scrap stuff that I can use to practice on. Like, I'm not extremely experienced yet. There we go. That's something I can put to use probably, like a stringer or something. Then we got some of this raw stuff. Like, this is just a cookie. It's just sitting there. I don't know why. Look at all these little chunks of wood that came from the pallet breakdown. And then this guy. Now, this is probably an old paddock board. And one of the things I've learned is that when it comes to anything that a horse affects, specifically in a rustic environment or any of that kind of stuff, people love having things made out of that stuff. So a lot of paddock boards, horses will chew on them. I can't remember the name of it, but when it's excessive, it's a bad thing. But and there's collars and stuff for it. My horse doesn't have that problem, I guess. So we're good. But this looks like something that would have came off of a paddock. It doesn't look like a horse chewed, or a horse chewed on it. But it does look really old and something that would be sought after if it was put into a decorative piece. And so that's kind of the stuff that they look for. And then we have a lot of paddock boards that are being replaced this year that are all chewed up and that kind of stuff. And so I have an idea for them that would probably be of interest to a lot of people that like them horsey stuffs. So But yeah, there's a lot of character to this stuff. There's a nail in there. Got to be careful with that. Oh, I can pull it out right there. Um, but yeah, it looks like something that we could potentially do something creative with. So we're going to hold on to that guy as well. Then I'm assuming this is just a screwed on case. So there we go. Move this broom. There's another piece of plyboard. This one's a little wavy, but it's really. Then we got some strapping, it looks like, which is good. One of the looks that I like the most when it comes to like doing like walls and stuff for cabins is board and batten, and so that kind of stuff is pretty cool for me. Anyway, this is just a straight piece of glass that I don't know what I'm going to do with. It's a little bit damaged here in the corner, but I wouldn't even know how to break it nicely because they don't cut glass. I guess you score it and break it. And then we got mirrors. They're just straight mirrors, so I'm wondering, there's two, I think they're identical. So I'll put them up against the glass here. Oh, Jesus. Let's see here. There is more than one in here. Oh yeah, they're brand new. Okay, I was told to use them for something, so we will try to use them for something. Now that would be in conjunction with something like this. Maybe, or one of the chewed boards could be a frame for a mirror. These are heavy, and so I'd have to really learn how to do it well. But I can see having like a personal touch. Like, hey, do you have a personal board that your horse specifically chewed on? We can turn that into a mirror for you, which I think is pretty cool. Like, when it comes to anything horse related, these people just really like specialty, like unique things. So it's that kind of stuff that I'm looking to do for me to learn how all of this works. Right, here, let's get rid of this. What is this? Carbide tipped blade, 12-inch. Well, my table saw is a 10-inch. And I don't know when I'm ever going to hook that up, so. But it is a carbide tipped blade. Oh, there's some broken piece. There's some broken teeth. Crazy broken teeth. So we'll put that on the metal side of the shop, and then I don't know. If there's something that can ever be done with it, then we'll have it over here. So now that we see what we have going on here, okay, so I think it's going to be a hard time getting these out of here, but we'll see, because it looks like some of them are broken. Some of the screws are broken. Let's grab our drill, our driver, our battery, our bit. Okay. And then I have an extra one, a couple of these longer 2.5-inch or 3-inch screws. So I'll keep them here just in case I want to use them, because that's what this is all using. Let's see if we can. Let's grab our level. I mean, they don't have to be perfectly level or anything. Like this guy probably is not doing too hot. It's pretty level that way, but that way it's leaning into the thing. Ooh, those are pretty good. This guy did a pretty good job. Not too bad. I think I have to come up. Yeah. Wonderful. Okay. So now we can start by figuring out where we're going to put, because we have the piles, right? We have these piles. We have this one here, and then this one over here, and then so this one is the I like it, and I'm going to use a bunch of it for stuff, for good stuff, and then that stuff takes a little bit more work to be usable. Some of it's got some good splits in it. Some of it needs to be cut into smaller dimensions. And so my thought was I'd have a section where we have all good stuff, and then a section where we have all like not so great stuff. However, this is a smaller space than my brain was letting me know. Well, let's start off with the longest stuff then, and we'll try our best to see what's going on in that. Oh, remember, we wanted to stand these up there. Oh, we wanted to stand these up in here. So that was part of the plan. And then I forgot that I have to move a bunch of this steel rodding. Rodding? I don't know if that's the thing. Anyway, I just got confuffled, so give me a second. So in this corner here, when I talked about the sides of the shops and what they were going to be used for. I saw these, and then I started talking about the horseshoes and that kind of stuff, and then I got sidetracked with something else. So these I have to move to the other side of the shop because these are just solid steel rods, right? So they're hefty, they're good. I don't know what kind of steel they are, so we'll find that out. They're probably just mild steel, but in the off chance that they're not, there's obviously a lot of good stuff you can do with them. Even if they're not, we could probably use a good chunk of these, especially for practice. When we get the anvil, which is pretty much all I'm going to need next is an anvil. Because we did order a forge. So we were up at the horseshoe store. Forget the name of it. And they had a really cool forge for sale there. It was a 1 burner, and I wanted a 2 burner forge. And so we asked the lady, hey, can contact the maker of this and see if they can make it a 2 burner. And they already had one. The exact same style and everything that I liked. And so they're sending it, and it should be here in about a week, which is pretty cool. So now I really have to find an anvil, which is going to be the most expensive part of this shop, I think. Like you see all the tools. I remember I bought everything the cheapest possible way I could. I waited for sales. I've been planning on doing this for months and like years. I've been thinking about doing it. I've been planning on doing it for months. And so I went with the Craftsman stuff because it was cheap. It was a cheaper alternative. had okay reviews. It didn't have stellar reviews. It wasn't the Milwaukee or the DeWalt version. But from everything I could research, for the fact that I'm going to be learning on these tools, it's better for me to have something that I can replace with little financial hiccups as possible, because I only budgeted a certain amount of money for this whole shop startup, and so I'm not going to go over that, and so that doesn't include the rent or whatever I'm paying, because that's an ongoing monthly thing. I'm talking about initial setup costs, and so everything that you see me add to the shop is meticulously budgeted out. So the forge and the anvil, the metal side of the shop is going to be the more expensive side of the shop. But yeah, once we get into the welding, she has a welder. It's not a great welder, but it's something I can learn on. So it's fine. I don't need to spend money on that. Small, medium, large, or short, medium, long, and then stand up long. I still haven't decided whether I'm going to tear apart those sawhorses after I build the workbench or not, but they're there for now just in case I want to tear apart more pallets before I get my workbench. I meant to go and I found a place that has the pallets I want for my workbench. I meant to go and pick it up, but they're not open today, so it happens. So if we do that, it's 26, 5 is 31, so I need 6 more inches to get it to this height. Probably get away with 5 inches. My thought process here, sorry, is cutting them this way. Here. And then then it's actually the size of the I can make it actually the size of the pallet. I kind of like the idea. I worry about how it leans like this. So I'd have to fix that by letting these things fit flush on the ground, which I don't think they do on any of the pallets. There's just a little problem with almost every scenario here. If I took, for example, a decent board from over here, cut it and slapped it here, well, that would solve that problem pretty damn well. Pretty damn well indeed. Almost dead on. Almost dead on. And so then we cut. All right, let's do that. The more you do it, the better you're going to get. So that's good. That's 3 more good boards. We could probably use maybe in the bench here for some shelving. So let's put this here. I'm not going to cut this top part off yet. I'm going to set this stuff in there to the height desired. And if I need to, I'm going to cut this top off and use it as a spacer here to bring everything up to where I want it to be. But there is just a good chance that I use 2 pallets, bring it up to the height I want it, and I'll put one face down and one face up, and then just take the boards in the middle out. So then there's a nice alcove-y shelf in there. But now, we're going to do this guy. Throw a couple pallets in there, see what it looks like for us. I want to move this whole thing back though, because I have a feeling if I build it in front of this, it's there. You can't see shit. I think part of the reason I'm having problems is the floor of this place is probably not as flat as I would just assume it is. So that's probably why I'm having issues. Because yeah, this guy wasn't standing over there. Yeah, so I should probably stop overthinking it until I know for sure. That's not the way I wanted to do this. Yeah, okay. We'll just make sure they're both flat, straight up. I wanted to put that pallet upside down though. So just in case we have a little bit of a faller, let's try this again. There we go. So we do that. And then my thought was, I just knock these boards out. I will just cut them like I've been cutting all the other ones. And then I put another pallet with the same cuts on top of this pallet. See if I can do it without knocking it over. There. So then we'll have an alcove on either side. I'm going to have to put something on the bottom. I just realized that. So maybe I didn't need to put those boards on the bottom of the thing, because I could just see, but I didn't want my toes kicking shit. So I might just put stringers along the middle. What do I got? Just a couple of these guys or something, but I'll find 4-foot boards and we'll do that just to stabilize the bottom. Just frickin' drill them into the middles there. I think that's actually perfect. Once everything's sandwiched together, then I just flush cut the tops here. Yeah, I think that'll work. I think I like this height. I was going for 36, 37 inches. I think I might be there or just over. I'm at, oh geez. Don't know if you can see this because I don't have the lighting properly. I'm at just over 36 and a half. Sweet spot. And then once I put, like if I do put a full ply board on top, then it'll bring me right to where I want to be. It's pretty awesome. That is pretty damn awesome, if you ask me. All right, but that's going to have to wait until I have time here because I need to eat something and then go to bed because of work. So I'm going to pack up a little bit here and then we'll be back. Next time you see this, I'll be handling all of the putting togetherness. Close that just in case. All right, so we're back at it. That's the next day. Got a couple hours to kill, so we're gonna try to knock this guy out. So one of the things I noticed right away is I just threw a couple of pieces of scrap woods down in the bottom to try to square it up. and that's going to be harder than I thought. Now, they are pallets, right? So making it square is going to be difficult. The two end pieces, this guy and the guy on the other side, are going to not stay in there, but the two middle ones I'm going to attach. I'm going to secure in there. But once I can figure out how everything stays square, and then the gaps here, I think I'm not going to worry about as much, because I think once I have those secured in the bottom, I'm going to grab my square real quick and just double check some things. And then if they're square, I'm just going to attach those two in the bottom. And then we'll work on the top here. And then we'll probably cut off these guys. And then we'll go from there. Remember, we want to take out some of the stuff from these guys for a couple of little shelves, but let's see how that goes. I got these pants today, so I'm gonna try them out, see if they're flexy enough for my fat ass. So we're gonna grab this guy. I think it's 8 screws that I'm gonna need. I think that was the slowest counting I've ever done. And then we'll grab the square. So here, I'm gonna take my jacket off. I think I'm rubbing again. Got the heaters on, I should be fine. Nope, no breath. I can't see my breath. Maybe in certain areas of the shop, but not here. Okay, so that's not it. It's really close though. Okay, so that's going to happen regardless when I secure that top shelf. And that's perfect. And there's a huge gap here. So we might fill that gap. But we have to make sure that we square it up first. Let's see what kind of gap we're playing with. Because we can fill that gap with some of the thinner pallet boards that we got before, I think. Oh yeah, look at that. Beautiful. And I think we only need to fill it up when we secure the top one. Just like that. Obviously I'll use longer ones, but that was just, I think this side's the same. Yeah, but we'll make sure it's square too. But I think I can do the bottom now. Like, I know there'll still be a little bit of play here and there until I secure the tops, but I want to make sure I do that right. So let's slide these out of here and then make sure we use the two best ones I have for the top. That one that I just took off the top, I think, is literally the best one for the top. It's a little thin in some areas, but it's got, instead of these piecemeal blocks, instead of these, they kind of look like cork, but they're not. They're just, there. Instead of those blocks, it's got solid wood. So, so yeah. So I think right now it's time to just cut. think I'm going to have to just wait for some glue to dry here. Secure everything a little bit better. And then just put it up on its side. And then figure out how to cut it with the handsaw, the circular saw. I'm gonna make myself an actual coat rack, maybe. Okay. All right. All right, it's been a day, and let that sit, and we'll see how the glue up went. I mean, obviously it was just a quick little glue up like this. There's a big gap separating here, but we'll try to make sure that. Come on. Oh, that was in there. Oh, okay, so that just, the glue up worked, but then the nail separated from the, okay. We'll see. We'll fix that. We'll fix that for sure. Anyway, and so we'll check this out, and then I think we still got a wobble, which I don't like. I have been trying to brainstorm on how to fix that wobble, but I haven't come up with anything yet. I'm pretty sure I could just do cross beams in that middle part there, and that will eliminate a lot of the wobble. But like, if I secure this here properly, I think that will get rid of the majority of the wobble anyway. So we'll figure about that today, and yeah, we'll figure it all out. So I was when I was at work, I noticed that this piece of plyboard was just sitting there, and I figured it was almost a perfect size to be our top. Now it's got a little bit of a wave in it, but I think we secure it to the top and that fixes it just fine. The only other problem is that it's got some spillage on it. I don't know exactly what from. And then on this side is pretty bad. But I brought some cleaner and a brush, and I'm going to scrub it, and then we'll sand it, and we'll see what it comes out with. So we'll just clean it up and then use it as our top, which I think is pretty great. So I'm pretty excited about that, because I was trying to figure out how I was going to do the top, and this kind of just appeared for me. So we will do that hopefully today, and then we'll put the casters on. And then we'll clean up the sides. Yeah, we're getting pretty close, so it's good. What about something like this? Hopefully this is thick enough, but something like that across the top. But I want to keep that shelf open, actually. So if we use these guys, my thought process was I could do this here. Which would probably be nice. What if I put a lip? So if I use that 1x6 and I just move it up a tad, and so there's a lip here on the shelf. So if I ever fully finish the shelf, I'll actually be putting another board in here so it will come up even with it. But also if I don't, and I just have like a thin sheet there, or I fix it from the bottom, then there's a lip there so things don't roll out. It won't be terrible on either application. That doesn't go there. I think that's the plan. Now, is this long enough, though? For sure. And this is the one with that extra screw and stuff in it. That broken screw. And so we want to make sure it comes to the edge. There we go. We can do that. We'll do the other side too. But I don't think I have another 2x6 or 1x6 at the moment. So we'll figure that out. So I had an idea because I was trying to figure out how to do it last time. Or earlier, and I think I'm just going to add, like I'm just going to clamp a board to the side so then the skill saw doesn't fit or sit too low, and then just do it. So either way, we have to put this up on its side, and I don't know if I want to just pick it up like this. Oh, that's fine. Oh yeah, sturdy. Sounds terrible, but we haven't cleaned off the sides yet, so. And there's still the staples and stuff in it. So that's probably what's dragging on the floor. The clamp is holding it up. Just dropped it on my clamp. For some reason I thought it would be exactly the way as the last one, but not. A little bit of a bend in the clamp. It's fine. That's fine. Get you out of here. I think what I should have done on the other side is attach the casters, since I have them up in the air like this. So I think we're going to attach some casters here. Okay. those marks. Grab the drill. I made a mistake. So we're gonna just use this as a template. We'll do the 2 inches and then use this guy because I don't think there's enough. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, if there's any extra, we'll do it. But now we need to drill these. Beautiful. There we go. That doesn't fit. Right there. That's pretty good. That's bothering me though. Just a little staple. Okay. Moment of truth, hey guys? Let's see. It's obviously not flat on top, but let's see here. Here we go. That one's not up. Okay, so something's wrong. I think they might be too high. No, I didn't. I did a bad. That's good. I have to move everything down 1/2 inch. No. I didn't. So the boards I put on the bottom. To straighten everything out. I didn't count in my calculations. And so the wheels are doing their job, except for those boards aren't coming off the ground because it's 3/4 of an inch or whatever those boards are. Ow. Oh, I totally forgot this was here and I just smoshed my shin. Okay. Yeah. So these boards here that I attached to the bottom, I didn't account for when I did my original measurements, and they're like, it's a very small portion. So if I take them off, and move it down and put them back on, it should work. Well, let's just get to it, I guess. As I take that board off, oh no. Okay. Yeah, okay. So yeah, that's okay. So now it's completely like that. Problem is if I put it on the ground, let's see if it even is a problem. I don't think so. I'm really reefing on that. No, not there. I think that's fine. If I really need to balance out the bottoms, I think I could probably I could probably do that. Let's see what oh no. These are the things that are making everything just not stay flush. And this is the reason I added that board in the first place. But what if I just take all these off? Oh, this is way easier. I'm going to do that to begin with. Because I don't know what I'm doing. Shoot. Get out of here. Okay. What is happening here? Success! But we still have to test the wobbliness of it on the top end. Oh yeah, that's just beautiful. How we're gonna secure this to the top. I'm thinking I'm just gonna countersink some screws. Seems pretty good to me, everybody. My gosh, I built a thing, guys. I'm very happy. It's going to be great. So we're going to let this dry overnight, and then when I get home in the morning, I'm going to come and put another coat on it. But other than that, and then I'll go to sleep, come back. But there's really no wiggle to this thing. Maybe I overdid it a bit, but I'm going to figure out what to slide in here to make the shelves more shelvy. And then on the sides, I think I'm going to do, we're going to make some little holders for specific things, right? Because I want to make sure that I'm not ever tripping over these wheels. And so in order to do that, I want to make sure that I have stuff that comes out like a couple inches. So then I just always walk around it regardless. I got wood and stuff everywhere. So I'm going to clean this up. And then in the next video or whatever, we'll probably move on from this for a little bit. We'll push it out of the way. We'll get some coatings on it. And we'll clean up, and then we'll get the metal side of the shop started, because we just got called that the forge that we bought is ready, and so now I need to seriously start looking for an anvil and see how this all goes. So we need to figure out our propane line and all that kind of stuff, which is going to be awesome. I think it's going to be fantastic. And so I'll probably clean this stuff up right away, and then get rid of all of this wood and just vacuum and sweep the floor and get everything back to some form of organized chaos. But thanks again, and yeah, I made marks on here. God damn it! I mean, it's a workbench, so thank you again, and we'll see you in the next one.